down the street. I didn't even think to ask. Yeah.
Would you all please rise for the pledge? I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Heavenly Father, we beseech your divine guidance in this meeting. Keep us ever mindful of our obligation. Grant us, dear Lord, wisdom, tolerance, and courage, that we may well serve our county and fulfill our trust. Amen.
Amen.
Okay.
Move to approve the minutes of March 17th.
Second?
Discussion? Roll?
Hambley?
Yes.
Harrison?
Yes.
Sweattick?
Yes, thank you. We're doing commendations first, and I'm getting a little losing my voice, so Steve is going to read them today.
Okay, resolution commending Kristen Hildreth for her 21 years of dedicated service to the Medina County Health Department. Whereas the Board of Medina County Commissioners recognize and value the dedicated individuals who contribute their time, expertise, and passion to the well-being of our community. And whereas it is the great pleasure and gratitude that we acknowledge Dr. Kristen Hildreth for her outstanding commitment and service as the Director of Community Health at the Medina County Health Department, and whereas Kristen has tirelessly worked to enhance the health and quality of life for the residents of our county, demonstrating exceptional leadership, knowledge, and compassion through her tenure. And whereas Kristen has played a crucial role in the development and implementation of health policies, programs, and initiatives that have positively impacted the overall health and welfare of our community. And whereas Kristen has consistently shown an understanding of public health issues, contributing valuable insights and expertise to the development and maintenance of the Living Well Medina County Coalition, and whereas she has served as the accreditation coordinator for the Medina County Health Department, assisting them to become the 5th nationally recognized health department in the state and among the top 100 in the nation. And whereas her unwavering dedication and service has inspired others to follow in her footsteps and contribute to the betterment of our county. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the Board of Commissioners of Medina County, Ohio, that Dr. Kristen Hildreth be and is hereby commended for her 21 years of exceptional service. We express our deepest gratitude for her efforts, leadership, and commitment to promoting the health and well-being of our citizens. Be it further resolved that the Board wishes to take this opportunity to offer best wishes to Kristen for her retirement.
I will second that resolution.
Make a motion.
Second? Discussion? Congratulations. Well deserved.
Roll call.
Hambley?
Yes.
Harrison?
Yes.
Sweattick?
Yes.
I guess it's time
Would
for
you
her
like
to
to
come
come
up,
up?
right? Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you.
Would you like to say something?
Oh. No, just it's easy to do this work when you work with great people and you have a great county like Medina County. And to Krista and Colin who are here, it's a team effort and it's just a beautiful community and it's my community. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Congratulations. Well deserved.
I guess we have a second proclamation she asked me to read. This is resolution number 260187, proclaiming March 22nd through 28th, 2026 as Developmental Disabilities Inclusion Week. Whereas individuals with developmental differences are valued members of our community who contribute their talents, perspectives, and strengths to enrich our shared social, cultural, and economic life. And whereas Developmental Disabilities Inclusion Week provides an opportunity to raise awareness, promote understanding, and reaffirm our commitment to ensuring that people, regardless of ability, are treated with dignity, respect, and fairness. And whereas fostering welcoming communities requires collective resolve to remove barriers, expand opportunities, and ensure equal access to education, employment, housing, healthcare, and civic engagement. And whereas families, caregivers, educators, service providers, and advocates play a vital role in supporting efforts for inclusion and empowering individuals with developmental differences to achieve their full potential. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Board of Commissioners of Medina County, Ohio, do hereby proclaim the week of March 22nd through 28th, 2026 as Developmental Disabilities Inclusion Week. And be it further resolved that we urge all citizens to join in this celebration by spreading awareness of the many contributions offered by people with developmental differences in our community. Make a motion for the resolution.
Second.
Discussion? We do have some people that are going to come up. Roll.
Hambley?
Yes.
Harrison?
Yes.
Sweattick?
Yes. Come on up.
Thanks for having us. Thank you so much.
You folks can come up here if you'd rather take a picture up here. Yeah, okay, okay.
Would you like to say a few words? Sure. Thank you, Steve.
Sure.
We just want to thank the commissioners and the community for the support and awareness and inclusion of those that we serve. We're just always grateful for it. And we're coloring the county orange this week, so keep that in mind. And I have
All right,
pins
very
for
good.
all of you.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
So thank you to everybody.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Do we have any public comment on any pending resolutions? Okay. We will move on to resolutions. County engineer, and I believe Dan is here. Yes.
Morning.
Good
Morning,
morning.
4 resolutions for your consideration today. The first is determining the necessity to close Vandermark Road for a culvert replacement. The next is approving the final plat for the Sharon Falls subdivision Phase 4. The third is approving the annual assessments on that same subdivision. And the fourth is approving the final plat for the Bohattie Plan Development Replat Number 1 in Medina Township.
Move to approve the 4 resolutions.
Second?
Discussion? Roll.
Hambley?
Yes.
Harrison?
Yes.
Sweattick?
Yes.
Thank you.
Dan.
Thanks, Dan.
Next up, we have Jeremy Cinco, our sanitary engineer.
Morning, everyone. 3 resolutions for consideration today. The first is authorizing the transfer of funds between various sanitary engineer and county funds. The second is authorizing the sanitary engineer to request qualifications for professional design services for the Hinckley Wastewater Treatment Plan UV Disinfection and Facility Improvement Project. The third is authorizing the sanitary engineer to enter into an agreement with DLZ Corporation for construction inspection services for the Chippewa Lake Village Phase 10 project, street improvement project.
Move to approve the 3 resolutions.
Second?
Discussion? Roll.
Hambley?
Yes.
Harrison?
Yes.
Sweattick?
Yes.
Thank you.
Jeremy.
Thank you.
Next up, we have Holly Murin.
Good morning.
Good morning, Holly.
I have 2 resolutions. The first is our personnel changes resolution. We have 2 new hires, 1 in maintenance and 1 at senior and adult services. 5 rate increases, 2 at senior and adult services, 1 at county home, 1 at job and family services, and 1 in maintenance. 2 fund changes at senior and adult services, 1 return from leave and maintenance, 1 probationary removal at solid waste district, and 2 resignations, 1 in sanitary and 1 in planning. Second resolution is amending the compensation plan by adjusting the assignment of positions in pay grades.
Move to approve both resolutions.
Second?
Discussion? Roll.
Hambley?
Yes.
Harrison?
Yes.
Sweattick?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next up, we have Brett Thomas, our finance director.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Good morning.
Hey, Brett.
I have 5 resolutions for you, but it's technically 6 because we have to split our first one. Our first resolution is amending the amending our appropriations. This is everything but the prosecutor's office. Our second portion of this is the resolution for the prosecutor's office out of an abundance of caution for conflicts. Our third resolution is the transfer of appropriations. Our fourth resolution is expenditure adjustments for various funds. Our fifth resolution is expenses of county officials for this week. We have nothing out of state for this week. And our sixth resolution is our weekly bills in the amount of $2,156,784.06.
I moved.
Actually, Sorry, before you move, could we
Yeah.
split off the second one, the appropriation for the amended prosecutor's budget?
Yeah, I was just going to do that.
Oh, perfect.
Okay, I was going to make
never
a
mind.
motion to approve the resolution, the first, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth resolutions presented to us.
I will second that.
Discussion? Roll?
Hambley?
Yes.
Harrison?
Yes.
Sweattick?
Yes.
Move to approve the second resolution involving the Medina County Prosecutor's Office.
I will second.
And I will, abstain.
Discussion? Roll?
Hambley?
Yes.
Harrison?
Abstain.
Sweattick?
Yes.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Next up, we have Matt Springer, our county administrator.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good
I
morning.
have three resolutions. The first one is authorizing the advertisement of a public bid project. This is for the parking lot resurfacing over at the Career Center. Second resolution is authorizing an agreement with Haas and Staub Architects for design services. This is part of our 2026 capital improvement projects for the sheriff's locker room design. No construction this year, just design services to get cost estimates potentially for a 27 capital improvement. And then third and final is approving the Medina County facility electric aggregation. We went out for bid. The most competitive rate received was from CPV Retail Energies at 6.5 cents a kilowatt hour for 48 months fixed term.
Move to approve the three resolutions.
Second?
Discussion? Roll?
Hambley?
Yes.
Harrison?
Yes.
Sweattick?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Good, thank you.
Matt?
Next up, we have Bethany Detler, our economic development executive director.
Good morning.
Good morning. I have 4 resolutions for you today. The first is a resolution to approve the minutes and recommendations from the Housing Councils and Tax Incentive Review Councils representing Liverpool Township, Granger Township, Pinkley Township, Montville Township, and Sharon Township. The second is to approve minutes and recommendations from the Housing Council and Tax Incentive Review Council representing Montville Township regarding the termination of the South Town Center LLC CRA agreement. The third resolution is to approve the Community Reinvestment Area Agreement for Cobblestone Crossings LLC, Cobblestone Crossings Multifamily Project. This is in Montville Township. And the fourth resolution is to approve the Community Reinvestment Area Agreement for Cobblestone Crossings LLC, representing the WSSA project. That's the VA project in Montville Township.
Move to approve the 4 resolutions.
So I'm going to actually ask, and they were in a little bit different order in our packet, but what was presented as Resolution Economic Development 3 and Resolution Economic Development 4 on the 2 CRAs, could you split those off?
Okay,
as well?
I'll I guess, remove that
I said I was gonna
motion,
be difficult
but,
today.
Yeah, you
Move to approve the first 2 resolutions then.
And I will second that.
Okay.
Discussion? Roll?
Hambley?
Oh, I did.
Aaron?
Sorry.
I will second that.
No,
first.
I've seconded it. I just had a question because we did hear from Kimberly Marshall last week, and we had heard some other things from the township. Is that have everybody's concerns related to this action, removing the CRA, been assuaged?
So
Is that the right word?
the main concern was about the JED, the Joint Economic Development
Right.
District, and the lack of payment that was being made from the businesses that are in that CRA zone, which is also in the JED zone. Removing those sites from the CRA zone has nothing to do with removing them from the JED. We confirmed with the developer, the current owner of the property, that they have no intentions of removing those properties from the JED zone. So we did have a conversation last week with Kimberly Marshall, and the developer answered a lot of her questions. We do have an upcoming meeting on Thursday with regards to answering any other questions that the township may have.
Great. I just wanted to confirm that because I knew there was,
Yes.
Kimberly was here in anticipation of us voting on that last week. She offered some
Correct.
public comment. I just wanted to make
Yeah.
sure there'd been some additional follow-up. So
There
I
has been,
appreciate it.
yes.
Bless you.
Thank you. Roll?
Hambley?
Yes.
Harrison?
Yes.
Sweattick?
Yes.
Yes. Second, I move to approve, their resolution number 3 and 4, which one involves the Cobblestone Crossings LLC, and the other is approving the minutes and recommendations from the Housing Council.
So
I will second that.
No, I don't think that's,
not right.
Yeah,
Is that
3
right?
and 4 in the packet were what you just identified. 3 and 4 as they were presented were both the CRAs.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
which one am I?
So I thought what we had just voted on, Rhonda, if you could just
And the first
confirm.
two?
The first two that we voted on as presented by,
In your packet, 1 and 4.
yeah, were 1 and 4.
Yes, so now we need to do 2 and 3, what's in the packet.
What's
2
in
and
the
3.
Related to
Okay, I'll
cobblestone.
take that back then. Okay, all right. So, motion on 2 and 3.
Second.
Got it. Okay.
Discussion. Roll.
Hambley?
Yes.
Harrison?
Abstain.
Sweattick?
Yes.
Okay. I guess so long as we get correct
Well,
which
when
ones
he
you're
said he was
abstaining.
going to be
Yes.
a problem
Yeah,
today,
well,
he
he
was.
was.
He
Yeah.
was.
Aye, aye.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Beth.
Thanks, Stefan.
Next up,
The
we have
important
to.
thing is we got through it together.
Yes.
Yes, okay. Got it. All right. As long as the minutes are clear.
Next up, we have department updates, and we have Debbie Kiley.
Good morning. First up, I have 10 resolutions
Wow,
for your
yeah.
consideration this morning. The first is an agreement with the Medina County Sheriff's Office providing service of process for our 4D program. The next is an agreement providing prosecutor attorney services also for our 4D program. The next one is approving an agreement providing prosecutors extradition and investigative services also for our 4D program. The next is approving an agreement providing clerk of court services for our 4D program. The next is approving an agreement with Domestic Relations Court, also for our 4D program. And the next is authorizing the county auditor to transfer funds from the county general fund to the JFS Children's Services Fund. The next is authorizing the county auditor to transfer funds from the county general fund to the Child Support Enforcement Fund. The next is authorizing the county auditor to transfer funds from the county general fund to the Public Assistance Fund. The next is services for identity verification and software services with LexisNexis. It is a person-finding program. And the next is authorizing an agreement for our foster parent support training.
Move to approve the 10 resolutions.
Second?
Discussion. Roll.
Hambley?
Yes.
Harrison?
Yes.
Sweattick?
Yes.
And quick updates. I'm going to stay focused again on public assistance because things are moving a bit fast and furious in that space. As I had shared in an email last week, the state legislature is moving towards funding counties a total of $12.5 million for the administration of SNAP, and that's as a result of the H.R. 1 that was passed last year and reducing the federal financial participation to 25%. So the House legislators voted last week, and I believe the Senate will vote tomorrow, and we do expect it to pass. This $12.5 million, it represents $2.5 million, which is the federal participation percentage. That's beginning in federal fiscal year 27, and then the other $10 million is going to be allocated to counties throughout the state. So based on some preliminary allocations that have been shared with me, because the funding formula is something unique to the legislature, they have created it. It's not using the traditional formula. Medina, the deficit that we were facing, we will likely be made whole. So my budget ask from before will hopefully be fulfilled, and I won't need to come forward with any more. But our metro neighbors, because the deficit is going to be $38 million across the entire state of Ohio, 12.5 is not 38. Certainly beats a blank, but our metro neighbors, Cuyahoga, Summit, Stark, Lorraine, they will continue to face a pretty broad deficit. So I'm unsure what they'll do.
Did I hear
have an
what
idea.
there 50, how many counties are being made whole? There's some, it's more than half,
It's a majority.
maybe?
Yeah,
It's-
it's the majority.
It is the majority.
We-
It's the.
Actually, I've got I can share with you, we got it Friday at the CCO board meeting.
Okay.
Commissioner Driehaus from Hamilton testified before Finance, talking with them, and CCO supported and appreciated the distribution. Most counties will be made whole, the smaller ones for sure, but the larger ones are the ones that are basically bearing most of the burden when it comes down to it. And that obviously is not the preferred, but it was better than nothing. And
Yeah.
I think it's like 283,000, something like that for
Did.
us.
I think the max is up to 226,000,
230,
or
okay, yeah.
or however much you're going to made whole. If you're only going to be deficit
Correct.
50,000,
yeah,
you don't
yeah.
get
I'll
226.
show you I'll give you the sheet that was given out to us on Friday, but it basically, and if Senate concurs, then, like I said, more than a majority will be made whole.
Correct.
For this year.
Right. So the
That's
money
the
only
next step.
covers
Yeah.
October 2026 to June of 2027. Because this is an ongoing federal financial participation law, it's 25% for the unforeseeable future until something else comes into place. So a new governor and a new legislature will have to decide if they continue to help counties. with
And I could
this.
say, the public discussion was largely concentrating around the larger counties sitting on a lot of cash.
Yep.
And that was the finance department, there was a lot of discussion regarding that. So they, I guess, there was a lot of pushback saying, well, you're sitting on a lot of cash and your reserves, so therefore you can afford this big hit.
Right.
So that was I'll say that was the political argument.
And maybe that's true, right? I have no idea, but I don't know how that balance stays that way year after year after year after year. So, so that, obviously, that discussion is still happening. But what's also looming is the cost on heirs that's going to be happening in federal fiscal year of '28 if the state's combined error rate is greater than 6%. That could be upwards of $320 million. So they're still working on what that looks like. There is a work group that consists of county partners as well as legislatures that have designed a find and fix to kind of get ahead of these errors or these potential for errors that are happening. So counties are going to receive a list from the state of Ohio of cases to review. They're mandated to review. The county will review those, send them to the state of Ohio. The state will review those cases and say, you're right or you were wrong. Like you either found an error or you didn't find an error. Those collective review findings will be sent to this work group. And it's my understanding that they'll then decide how they'll do any sort of cost sharing for these errors if we exceed 6%. The state as a whole exceeds 6%. Those details are still in the works. So I do believe it's going to be causal county based. Like if you are causing the error for the state of Ohio, you will pay a financial penalty. Is that 3%? Is that 2%? Is it 8%? I don't know what that is. So those details are still forthcoming. And strangely and somewhat ironically and sadly, the state has also updated how we process changes for SNAP. So the division just went through a fairly significant training. It was an all-day training to learn on these new changes, which is a bit frustrating because it will undoubtedly add the possibility of errors because as you are scrutinizing the rules, you are now changing them. So Kate, Administrator Schatz, is doing a great job getting her team ready for not only the reviews, but training staff, auditing our own work, designing a plan. And we're also awaiting guidance from CMS for the federally mandated work requirement for our Medicaid recipients that are 18 to 64. So in addition to pay attention over here to the SNAP errors and make sure you're doing a really good job over there, which I wholly appreciate, now we're going to have to focus on Medicaid work requirements too. So it is a very busy time for the division. I continue to meet with Administrator Schatz almost every day, certainly every week, to just keep up to date on these changes.
Very good.
Questions?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, next up, we have public comment. Do we have any public comment? Okay, we are now in discussion session. Steve?
I know anything other than when we talk about the Budget Commission. so.
Okay, Aaron?
There was a council of governments meeting last week, and there's some personnel actions to come. There was a resignation from the director of the Drug Task Force. So the discussion at that meeting is, and Steve, you're the chair.
Right,
so,
I was unable to be there,
yep.
so yeah.
Nope, you were discussing important things on the CCAO front. So there will likely be a need for some additional council governments meetings, and our office will probably need to coordinate with the sheriff's office to potentially call a joint session of the
With the operating board?
Yep,
Okay,
the
got
operating
it.
board
Okay,
and the
yeah.
council of governments together. So that I think is the immediate next step, which will happen probably in the next couple of weeks when there's more to be in front of the group. But I just wanted to make everybody aware that there'll be some follow-up discussions on those things. And kind of the short takeaway from that meeting was that there'll be some need for a little bit more action from the council of governments as we move, progress through the next phase of this.
Was there any, maybe this ought to be an executive session or not, but you can tell me that, no, that needs to be discussed, anything like what Lake County did with their drug task force. They basically took their drug task force, which was like a council of governments, and then incorporated and decided to move forward and put it within their sheriff's department.
So-
in terms of oversight and supervision rather than as a separate enforcement unit. And I think there was an OAG opinion just last week that said the funding source is independent of that.
Yep.
So they would not, our McDack levy would not be impacted because it's for the purpose of that enforcement as opposed to how we have it currently organized.
Right, so there weren't, so we had a bare quorum, so
Oh,
we didn't
okay,
get
got
into
it.
a lot of
Okay,
big
yeah.
picture discussion, but of the scenarios that, could be considered, that's certainly on the table.
I mean,
So,
yeah, I would think that ought to be a part of the discussion.
Yep, I think there's some understanding of how that could relieve some of the administrative burdens on that group too. So,
Exactly,
yeah.
and I think, like I said, Lake County had actually looked at that, and I know there was when our drug task force was created in the 80s, that's how it was done. Times are different, it's, 40, 50 years later, maybe it's time to look at that and maybe modify it, and certainly putting it administratively under the sheriff's department might make some sense to at least certainly discuss it.
Yeah, in the interim, there's going to be more coordination with the sheriff's
Sure.
department, so
Okay.
that their office, sheriff's office, I didn't say department.
Okay, cool, good.
Matt, do you have anything? Brett? And Jeremy, come on.
All right, I got a couple items here to discuss. I'll maybe do the easier one first. We have just received the final revised draft from Raf Tillis on the rate study, where we removed, I believe it was Vermilion and Silver Lake, and replaced them with a couple more regional sewer and water districts in the rate comparison section. And speaking with Commissioner Hambley, he asked about maybe providing a news article for the website or in the in the commissioner's newsletter. I had drafted up at least have a draft article to go. If you all are okay with that, we can get that on this website, if that sounds good.
Yeah, and the actual report will be on the website, but the article will
Yep.
just be a summary of it.
Yep,
I
right.
think it's a great way to do
Yeah, I think,
it.
but to communicate
Yep.
to the public, this is how we compare. This is obviously what the rates, and I know as we go the next number of years with projected increases and with an outline also of the projects that we've got, that we have to afford to pay for, this is the time to obviously release that and allow the public. We've spent a lot of money on the study. We really need to make sure we share it as wide as we can with the general public.
I agree.
And on our customers.
Okay. I'll work with Rhonda and Brian to get that squared away then.
Okay, good.
Perfect. Next one is the Chippewa wastewater treatment plant. On Friday, we received our final GMP from Great Lakes Construction. After what we'll call value engineering, areas where we were able to reduce material, maybe more efficient ways to construct, we were able to keep our scope the same, but also we were able to reduce costs by approximately $1.6 million off the total. The original contract, or the initial GMP that Great Lakes provided was, I'll call $75.9 million, and we got it to 74.4. So there was some about $1.5 million of savings there, and we also have about $1.1 million in contingencies, which, if not used, come back to us. Total cost with the final new GMP is just under $81.3 million for the wastewater plant. That being said, I know we provided all those. We did the Westfield report. We had the audit done of Great Lakes' bid submittal to basically show that they are within the ballpark of pricing in our region, and was just hoping to get authorization from the commissioners to
Well, yeah,
move
we have
forward.
never been thrilled about the initial price on this, but taking a step back and at least saving 1.6 million is great.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
I think, I think my answer is I'm as comfortable as I'm going to get with spending $80 million.
Right.
But it is I think we should also acknowledge I think Great Lakes has been good partners through this process.
Agreed.
Yeah, not that they held the price for us, but they gave us some time to do some added due diligence that I think, at least from my perspective, brought me around to kind of the fundamental realities of the cost. It would have been more concerning to me if they came back and all of a sudden we found 15% savings.
Yeah.
So I feel comfortable with the price that we've heard, and I think it's a testament to their works too. So I just wanted to acknowledge that.
Okay. So at this point, do we do that by resolution, approving that for next week?
Yeah, so next week I will put together an amendment, because we already have an agreement with
Right.
Great Lakes for a CMAR. So basically, it's just an amendment to that initial agreement to incorporate the GMP for the construction of the project.
Okay,
So it's a pretty easy one. I'll do that, and then also I'm hoping to present resolution as well for the application for the Ohio EPA's construction loan.
Right.
So we'll have to do that as well. So I'll get those resolutions for next week.
Okay, good, great.
All right. Well, appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay, Bethany, anything else? Krista, anything?
Thank you. It's nice to see you. This is just for discussion. I wanted to give you a copy of what the Board of Health has been looking at, sanitary sewer accessibility and connection. Over the years, there have been a number of changes with sewage law. There have been a number of lines, public lines that have been put in. This is what the Board of Health, they've drafted this in 2024. It's gone to the District Advisory Council for comment, to the trustees. I just wanted to make you aware that they're moving forward, but would certainly accept comment from you. I don't expect anything today as you power read it. I just wanted to take the opportunity to give it to you and for you to get back with me if there's anything that you want shared with the Board of Health.
All right.
All right.
Very
Thank
good.
you. It was nice to see you.
Thank you.
Denise, do you have anything? Anybody else? Okay, so we are going to move into our discussion on the Budget Commission. And we received notification from our prosecutor that I guess he is not recusing, what's the word?
Recusing.
Yeah, recusing,
Yep,
yes,
yep. Thank God it's the word.
recusing from the Budget Commission. The law states that if the prosecutor does recuse himself, then it is the responsibility of the county commissioners to appoint a voting member in his stead. So,
Well, I want to point out that the way that the County Budget Commission, and as he identified 5705.27, that one section is the prosecuting attorney may recuse the prosecuting attorney, in which case a member of the Board of County Commissioners selected by the Board of County Commissioners shall serve in lieu of the prosecuting attorney. I know when this came up, and this was last year, it became effective last September 30th, when it came before, the discussion was, well, how does that work once a commissioner is appointed? Is that for the term? Is that for, and as I was explained to me and as I understand it, the recusal means that he can send a letter. It can be for a vote. It could be for a day. It could be for a month. It could be for the entire term. So at any point in time, but basically, as I understand, it's like almost like an alternate to the county prosecutor.
Okay.
And given his letter, it's without any date certain, my understanding would be that whoever we would select would just serve for those times with the Budget Commission that the prosecutor recuses himself. And I know that there's some, I'll just say, rather controversial stuff coming up for a vote, and it would have been nice to have a heads up, I think, whoever serves on our representing our board on that, to have been at those commission hearings. But at this point, whoever goes is going to have a large task of trying to evaluate all the commission proceedings that have already occurred in discussions regarding some of the the presentations, and aware of some of the proposed rollbacks that have been in the newspaper, as well as the letters and so forth. But I think it's unfortunate we got this short notice, but I think it's one that it's an important function, and the law recognizes a commissioner can serve basically.
and there is a meeting tomorrow.
And there's a
so
meeting tomorrow. Yeah.
And there's
We
some-
do
yeah,
need to pick someone.
There are some
Yeah.
there are some deadlines too, I think, as it pertains to the schools.
Correct,
I mean, I
yeah.
attended part of one of their hearings, but certainly not enough to feel like you'd be up to speed to attend a meeting tomorrow where there could be a vote because my understanding is what's been done so far they haven't acted on anything. They've made certain requests of the schools to take some voluntary action. It sounds like, from what I've heard, the schools aren't eager to do that. voluntarily. So I presume the next step would be for the Budget Commission itself to make some additional decisions. So, yeah, I think that's a difficult spot to jump into at the 11th hour, which is basically what we're being asked to do here. So,
Would you like to serve?
No. In fact, I was going to nominate you. I was like, I just think just as a matter of course. I mean, I know that the president of the board typically serves on the review on the board of review.
Okay.
And board of revision. And I think if we're going to start doing this, maybe the habit could be that the president of the board serves, if the prosecutor has this opinion, to serve in effect as an alternate for the prosecutor, which I know it adds to the duties of the president of the board, but it does at least something, some of a regular schedule that a president of the board knows, well, I'm going to have to keep track of what the Budget Commission does, because may or may not be called upon to vote and participate.
Welcome back.
Yeah.
No,
If you're willing to serve, I'm willing to appoint you.
I think that would be great to have Colleen do that, because you've got the background with
Yes, you do. Yes, you
public
do.
finance and. But no, I also think though, as a group, I mean, we, in terms of offering some perspective, or certainly not direction, because I trust your judgment, but some perspective on this, we did get, I did see a copy of the letter that was sent by Dr. Lasco from the Educational Service Center. And I mean, I think it does raise some important questions that need to be addressed, and things that, again, frankly, I wouldn't have been aware of without seeing the letter, because I wasn't a part of the process.
Yeah.
I've had somebody who has a little bit of experience with school funding and being a very short-term member of a school board. There are concerns that I have of the long-term implications of saying, voted millage is going to be reduced, because I think that has an implication both now and also into the future of kind of overcoming the will of the
Especially
voters.
the new ORC code that came into effect March 20th, that actually defines what excessive revenues are.
Right.
Which basically is anything that doesn't regard a statutory obligation. And we know there are a lot of government services that aren't statutory obligations.
Right.
County commissioners are not obligated to do road patrol, but
Yeah.
we do.
Yep.
And so the question comes down to, by that definition, are we then precluded from spending money? And those are important questions, and for a budget commission to review that, there's going to have to be some of that understanding that local governments do things that are beyond what their statutory obligations are, because that's what the people want. A
Right.
fire department is a perfect example for a township. They're not obligated to provide fire service. Roads and cemeteries, I think about the principal things, but the public expect to have fire departments.
Yeah.
And I think that there's that nature where you need to have more of an understanding of the general purpose governments that provide it. And unfortunately, that definition that was recently put into law kind of goes counter to that, I'll just say, nuance of local governments, what the services we provide through local property taxes.
Right.
I do also feel that this is an unprecedented year
It
with
is.
a potential referendum in November that could potentially roll back property taxes. So
Agreed.
I think this year is an exceptional year to begin this kind of process.
Well, I think there's an important distinction between what's been proposed by the Budget Commission and the steps we took on the homestead expansion earlier, late last year. Just in the sense that was unvoted millage. That's increases. And I felt like we were trying to be thoughtful, responsible. We certainly heard feedback from the schools that it was going to affect them. We took that into consideration. We had other organizations. We've got representatives from the health department here, and other folks that didn't have increases to offset the decrease. The Career Center, the Parks
DD.
District. DD board also represented here. I'm sorry, I'm looking at the wrong side of the room, but and that were supportive of that because they appreciated the bigger picture. And so I do think this is, it strikes me a little bit as piling on, to say, well, now on top of that, we're going to request or demand that more be returned. And I think we can all see opportunities for more savings and more efficient use of tax dollars across the board. And that goes for our office. It goes for, other elected offices in this building, particularly ones that pay out large bonuses at the end of the year, I would include in that list. But that goes universally across government entities. But I don't know that it's the time to undo the will of the people who voted for these levies in the first place. And that's the fundamental concern I have about the Budget Commission and the things that I would need to get up to speed with, and hopefully Colleen will be able to get up to speed with.
It's tomorrow.
To serve.
Well, no action is action, so I mean, at
Right.
this point, you,
But I just think
Yeah.
that balancing act needs to be factored in,
Agreed.
whether decisions are being made on the schools or on other entities within the county that are going to be before them. I think that's just kind of got to be the philosophy. So that is my feedback, I guess, on the task before you. But I'm more than happy. We do have a blank resolution that we would just, I guess, need to advance to add Colleen's name into to finalize the appointment.
and I would second that motion of adding Colleen Swedick's name to that resolution.
I have a question
Wow.
on section 2. On section 2, I have it drafted, shall continue for the duration of the prosecuting attorney's recusal or until otherwise determined by law.
I think
Does
that's
that cover
adequate.
it?
I think that's adequate.
Okay.
Yeah, at the point, his letter was not specific.
Right.
So at any point in time, in the nature of recusal, as I understand it, he can step back in. But that as otherwise determined by law. The laws, I think, rather vague. So hence, that he'd be able to come back in to deal with other matters. And we know that, I know right now the hot issue is involved the schools and with the rollback, but there are other actions that Budget Commission take that the prosecutor may feel he doesn't have a conflict. In which case, Colleen or the president of the board would not have to worry about casting a vote.
Okay.
So-
And I did make a request yesterday of the Budget Commission for minutes, documents,
Right.
presentations,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I have not heard anything back, so.
Yeah.
try to
Okay,
do
so
that.
I think that you should read the resolution and then you should also read section 1.
Oh, okay, all right. Appointing a member of the Board of County Commissioners to serve on the Medina County Budget Commission pursuant to Ohio Revised Code Section 5705.27 due to recusal. Whereas the Medina County Budget Commission is established pursuant to Section 5705.27 of the Ohio Revised Code, whereas the Budget Commission is composed of the county auditor, county treasurer, and prosecuting attorney. And whereas on March 23rd, 2026, Forrest Thompson, Medina County Prosecuting Attorney, has recused himself from participation in matters before the Budget Commission. And whereas the Ohio Revised Code Section 5705.27 provides that in the event of a recusal of the prosecuting attorney, the Board of County Commissioners shall appoint one of its members to serve in his place on the Budget Commission. And whereas the Board of County Commissioners desires to appoint a qualified member to serve in such capacity. Now therefore be it resolved by the Board of County Commissioners of Medina, Ohio, Section 1, that Commissioner Colleen Swedick is hereby appointed to serve on the Medina County Budget Commission in place of the prosecuting attorney pursuant to Ohio Revised Code Section 5705.27. Section 2, that said appointment shall be effective March 23rd, 2026, and shall, well, actually should read 24, because that's when we're taking the action, correct? 2024,
Right.
March 24th, 2026, and shall continue for the duration of the prosecuting attorney's recusal or until otherwise determined by law. Section 3, that the clerk of the board is hereby authorized and directed to certify a copy of the resolution to the Medina County Auditor, Medina County Treasurer, and all other parties as necessary.
And we do have, I think I moved and see if it seconded that, or do you want to take action on that again, Rhonda?
He was just moving, you need
I'll
a
just move
second.
it, yeah.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Second. I thought we had a second.
All right.
Discussion.
Thank you for serving.
Yeah. Roll.
Hambley?
Yes.
Harrison?
Yes.
Sweattick?
Yes. Okay, initially we were having an executive session today, but we are not. If there is nothing else, I will entertain a motion.
Move to adjourn.
Second.
Roll.
Hambley?
Yes.
Harrison?
Yes.
Sweattick?
Yes. Thank you, everyone.